since we came to these magical woods. The trees here seem to grow 100 feet high, and the frozen air grasps your breath, twisting it into wispy silhouettes as it leaves your lips. How I have missed you. The sky is so clear tonight, I imagine I see your mother amongst the stars. Even though she is no longer here, I know she is watching over both of us. I look forward to seeing you soon. All my love, Papa.
We're under attack! They're here! We're under!
Stay down! Should we take him with us?
He's not worth our time. Just stab him and move on.
Hold! I assume charge of this man. Move on.
Yes, Lieutenant.
On your feet, men. And do not try anything. I will not hesitate to run you through. Wait. You're a medic, not a soldier. What's your name?
Dr. Charles Cartwright.
Cartwright, is it? You have a little one at home. I do as well. A son. Probably about the same age. Now go, Mr. Cartwright, for your daughter's sake. Get out of here.
Wait, you want me to?
Yes, and quickly. The only way we will end this war is if we look for ways to save lives and not take them. Now go.
Wait, how will I ever repay you?
Remember.
I will remember.
How is he doing?
Well, he's traveled a very long way for such a little boy. How are you?
I'm fine.
You're tired. Not just in your legs and your feet, but in your heart.
I wonder if we did the right thing. Leaving behind our lives to come here.
I didn't leave any life behind. My life is wherever you and Vince are. What more can I ask for? Darling, hold me close, whisper one more time.
think this puts you up 4 games to 3. I think you're going to win. Oh, do you have another hot one out there today?
Yes.
Dear, are you alright? Can you hear me? Vince, fetch a bucket and a cloth, quickly! I'm going to fetch the men. Stay here.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cully, but there's nothing I can do. However, there is a man that may be able to help. A wealthy doctor recently moved here from Britain. From what I hear, his skills are exceptional.
Where can I find him?
You can call on him in his home. He moved to the old English manor, the one that overlooks the sea at the top of the hill. She has little time. I pray you find him.
Vince, I'm going to find the men who can help us. I'll be back before they light the lamps. Stay here. Hold on, just a little longer. Dr. C. Cartwright. How familiar.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. I'm looking for the doctor. My wife is very ill, and our physician told us that if anyone could help, it would be the doctor here.
You've heard well. Dr. Cartwright is the best in his field. However, a man of your disposition clearly cannot afford his services.
Pardon my asking, but a Dr. C. Cartwright, he wouldn't happen to be a Mr. Charles Cartwright, would he?
Yes, sir. Are you going to make me repeat myself? He's well above your pay grade. Move along.
I mean no harm, sir. But if you could only tell him that an old friend from many years ago has come looking for help, I would be most grateful.
Now, who are you? I've never seen you around here before. This is funny business you're playing, and I'll have you arrested. Mark my words.
My apologies. But if you could only tell him that an old lieutenant from the war has come looking for help, I'm sure he would understand.
Of course. My, the audacity of that man. Who does he think he is, calling for the doctor like he's some king or lord? He did say something about the war. Could he really be the missing lieutenant? This could cause too many problems for us. Mr. Strout must know what he did. My most esteemed Lord Strout, the most unfortunate incident has transpired. The man we refer to as the lieutenant has finally shown his face. For much time we feared he might serve as a brutal provoker in our long-laid plans. The cover of ignorance will no longer keep him from the doctor, for he has discovered his identity. Although the man is a dirty and pompous fellow, perhaps he does not merit the full wrath of Mr. Strout as of yet. Plus, the doctor himself knows nothing of his appearance, and I intend to keep it that way. His lonely station should keep him away if discouraged here. Then he will no longer be a threat to us. I have deterred him. However, if he proves a further annoyance, I will see to it that he is removed in a more permanent manner. Your faithful servant, Mr. Bingham. I'm sorry, but the doctor says he neither cares nor has the time for you. Good day, sir.
But after what I've done, how could
You tried my patience! Take your filth and stench and petition the moon for help for all the doctor cares. One small favor many years ago does not make him your bondman. If you're not gone in 30 seconds, I'll be arrested for loitering. Good day.
Just a little longer.
It's time.
No, don't say that.
Farro,
No, just...
darling, hold me close. Whisper one more time. The dark don't seem so lonely with you by my side.
But if you could make one wish...
I've never needed to. You've given me everything that I could ever wish for.
But if I lose you...
I've never been lost. And I never will be. Ever since the moment I met you, I've been home.
Hold me close, whisper one more time. The dark, it feels so lonely. I'm not ready for goodbye. If I could make one wish on a falling star, I wish that you were here now. My love, I feel so far from home.
that's sufficient.
Are you going to gape at me all day? Oh, boy, what a head rush.
That's the last of them, Tommy. Let's get you home before your mother gets worried.
It's her birthday tomorrow, right?
Yep, I'll be 102. It's like 103, but still young.
No, Mama said you'll be 20.
Well, look who knows so much. And when do you turn 10?
December, 3 days before Christmas.
3 days before Christmas, eh? Bartholomew, we don't want any trouble.
We don't.
Well, trouble wants you.
Run along, Tommy. These guys and I have some business to discuss.
What business?
Just scram, okay?
Let the little buddy run. How's that senile old man of yours, Lizzy? Does he still make enough money to pay for that shack you live in? Or is that why you're out laying the lamps? Or maybe it's the babysitting that brings in the extra change. Who's the little bunny, anyway? The stupid boy can't even learn to speak properly. Come on, then. Give some sport, Lizzy. How come you never fight back, huh? You're crazy. Just like your mom and dad. Oh, wait. That's right. You don't have a mom anymore, do you, Lizzy? Do you miss her? Do you feel all alone? Well, guess what? You are alone. I could squash you right here and now. And no one would even notice that you were gone. Come on. This one's not worth our time.
Did you talk with them?
Yes, Tommy. Come on, let's get you home.
Tommy, Vince, I've been worried sick. Where have you been?
More earlier than yesterday.
Well, that don't mean I can't worry. Now come on in and watch us for some supper. Hold on there, Vince. Are you hurting, dear?
Oh, it's nothing. Just a bump from working today.
Them bull-faced slugs beat you up again, didn't they, Vince?
It's nothing, really.
I bet you didn't fight back, did you?
Well,
Honey, why let them boys walk all over you? Things ain't never gonna change if you don't try and change them.
I know. It's just Bartholomew's from the Strout family. You know if I hit any of them back, I'll be in for worse things than if I just let them hit me. I don't want to cause trouble, Miss Cassidy. If my father lost me as well, it's normal.
Some things we accept as normal are mighty unfair, if you ask me. I think you can watch out for my boy. I know he talks a little funny, but he's a good boy. Why don't you come in for some supper? There's plenty to go around.
I'd love to, Miss Cassidy, but I really should be getting home with my father.
I know. He's aged 40 years in the last 15. I know life hasn't been the same since your mama died. Home never does feel quite right if it's not filled with the ones we love. The father of my boy never was much of a father. Left us high and dry, the scoundrel did. I was so foolish. One day I'm going to find myself a man that loves me the way your father loved his wife. Someone like old Sam Smoot. Oh, there, I've gone, let my tongue start flapping. Here, you just wait a minute. Why did you take this pie home for your father? For your birthday?
Well, much appreciated, Miss Cassidy. What kind of pie is it?
It's my pie, boy. I made it so you know it's going to be good. I better go eat dinner myself. I have to head up to the old English man on top of the hill for some singing lessons soon. So I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, Miss Cassidy. Thank you. Mother, I have so many questions. Every day's a new battle. I try to do the right thing, but it's so hard. I walk the streets and try my best to make them feel like home, but it feels so alone. Sometimes it's hard to just keep believing. Mother dear in heaven above, tell me there is more than this. Foolish they call
much better, dear. Now how about a smile? It is love we're singing about after all.
Ordi, chesti, boca, boca, bella.
Sweetie, you got something on your mind?
I'm okay. I'm just a little tired.
Sweetie, I've been your teacher for 10 years now. I know that face when I see it. Your daddy's taking off again, ain't he?
Yes. I don't understand. There's plenty of work for him here.
Your daddy's a good man, Nella, but you see, sometimes that's his problem. He can't help everyone, but he tries to. You have that same big old Cartwright heart, you know. I'll tell you a secret, though. If you look close, you'll probably find that the ones that need your help the most are the people so close around you that they can be hard to see.
Bella, you there?
Oh, sounds like your daddy's calling. Well, honey, I guess I'll see you again next week. That is, if you don't stop by my house for some pie before then.
Thank you, Miss Cassidy.
You're very welcome. And I was serious about that pie.
What kind of pie?
Doesn't matter what kind of pie, it's my pie. So you know it's going to be good. You just come on right when you feel like it. I'll be seeing you now. Why does everyone want to know what kind of pie? It's my pie. What kind of pie would it be?
Bella.
I'm in the parlor, Father. When are you going to replace that hat? It looks like a dead animal.
What do you mean? I've had this for years. It's experienced. And you can't buy experience, you know. Anyways, I just came by to say goodbye. My ship launches in an hour.
How long will you be gone for, Father?
Only a month. But when I come back, I'll stay for a while, I promise.
That's what you said last time.
I know, but Mr. Bingham will be here. I know, Mr. Bingham can be a hard man sometimes, but he's also a good man. And it's only for a month.
Let me come with you. I'm not a little girl anymore. I could help.
Oh, Bella. It's not this time. However, you're right. You're not a little girl anymore. You're a young lady. And it wouldn't be such a bad thing if you felt fancy with a young man. Would falling in love really be such a bad thing?
Maybe not too bad. That is, if there were any decent men around.
What do you mean? What about the Strout boy? What's his name? Barry? No, Benjamin.
Bartholomew?
Yes, I definitely love that one. You've known him for quite some time, have you not?
I've known him for some time, yes. But you see, it's part of the problem. If I only didn't know him so well, then I indeed might fancy him.
Oh, my dear, you sure do push a hard bargain. But what do I always say about love?
True love is more than I can imagine. And it may surprise me where I find it.
True love is more than just pretty flowers and words between sweethearts. It's something we owe to everyone. I'll never forget the man who saved my life all those years ago. He taught me that. Oh, that I could find him.
Perhaps one day you will, Daddy. Wouldn't it be funny if he turned up in this very city?
I'd be quite the fool, yes. And I would be so happy to find him. However, I did talk to Mr. Bingham, and I told him to let you go down to town more often. I know how much you hate staying inside.
Well, I guess a month won't be too bad then.
Just promise me one thing. Well, two things. Be careful. And don't stay out after dark. Do we have a deal?
I suppose so.
Take care, my little one. I'll see you in 1 month's time. And if a young man asks you to dance, please don't throw a pastry at him.
It was one time, and he deserved it.
That we can't agree on.
Father, falling in love is my fondest daydream. The only complication is that I keep waking up.
So
Hey, Bella. Wow, you look lovely. Did I forget a special occasion? Oh, Bella, you're too funny. A trip to town always merits delicate preparation. You never know who you might meet.
Yes, what if he's tall and charming and asks you to dance?
I can dance just as well in this gown as any other. I don't want to look like a damsel trying to get in distress.
But when one is a damsel, distress is one of the greatest places to be. Your prince will come charging in all strong and worked up and be like, "Hey, little lady, need a hand?" And you'll be like, "Oh, I must be the luckiest girl in the neighborhood to have someone as sweet as you to help me." And then he'll take your hand, carry your parcels, walk you home, and the rest is history. It works every time. And how many times has this worked for you? Well, sometimes it's hard to remember the order of things. It's an art, you see.
Oh, come on, Bella. I'm sure we'll have lots of fun with them today. Fun with them? And who might these other mysterious figures be who will accompany us today?
Why, Bartholomew, of course. And Mark.
Paul and Jason.
What are you talking about, Shanice? I'd be in distress any day if it meant getting a moment alone with Jason.
Oh, yes. This one time I was walking the pier and I found him swimming.
Why did you invite them?
Oh, actually, it wasn't us. Your butler did. He expressed concern about us going to town alone and urged them to accompany us. And let's just say we offered very few objections.
I guess it is better than sitting inside all day. What do you have against Bartholomew, Bella? He's like a fairy tale prince. Tall, strong, and very wealthy. I recall when you were children, you used to play in the gardens behind your house. You would pretend to be his princess. I remember it as clearly as if it were yesterday. I was a little girl, only 5 years old. My father told me we were moving to a magical new land, where we would have a lifetime of adventures together. But when we arrived, there was no magic, and Father was off and away. Then a young boy came by from up the road. He said his name was Bartholomew, and together we played, talked, and grew. He would tell the most amazing stories, his eyes shining with excitement as he spoke of heroes, villains, courage, and kindness. His house looked like a dark castle, so I decided that he must be a prince. He told me that I was so pretty I could be a princess, but that he was not a prince. He was just living with his uncle in the castle.
My real parents live on the farm in the country, so I won't be here long. My father said that he'd send you a letter when it's time for me to come home. I'll probably be gone next week. One day I'll have my own farm with a cow, a chicken, and a goat. Then you are a farm parent. If so, then one day I suppose I shall be a cow king.
We would run to the mailbox every day, checking for the letter from his father. But the letter never came. As the years passed, the light in Bartholomew's dreams faded, as the boy I knew grew to be a stranger. Tales of heroes and villains faded to bedtime stories, and kindness and courage seemed to wane until...
Bella, you two were so cute when you were kids.
Well, we're not kids anymore. He's changed in ways I fail to understand.
Haven't we all changed since we were kids? Tiffany used to pick her nose and flick it on the carriage roof.
Hey, it's true.
It's
not true.
I'm just saying, if you'd give him a chance, I'm sure you could find you to be very happy as his princess. After all, his affection for you certainly is no secret.
Forgive me if I'm less convinced. He's so grouchy, which is hard to fathom. He spends most of his time with pampered friends, and his family is by far the wealthiest on the hill.
So imagine the gown you'll wear when you marry him. You girls are impossible.
Are all you teasing, Bella? We heard your father left again. It's a shame. He got back not 2 weeks ago, right?
It's okay. Well, if I am to meet and dance with my future prince, I suppose I must wear this gown. Come, help me pick out something more appropriate, and then we can meet up with the rest of our entourage.
All right, and let me know if you need any pointers on being in distress.
Sit.
Mr. Bingham?
You were going to town with Bella and her friends today, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. How are things between you and Bella?
Well, sir, you know how she is.
I'm unaware. Please, enlighten me.
Well,
Your countenance is tiring, boy. Spit it out.
I've tried everything, but she just doesn't return my advances.
Always the disappointment. Always the weak link. Do you know the things we've done? The people we have taken care of to get you to where you are? You will marry that girl, even if it's the last thing you both do.
I've loved her since we were children, but she just doesn't return my affection.
Love is a bedtime story, nothing more. Love has no power. There are two powers in this world, lust and fear. Upon these are empires built.
Sir, I don't understand.
One day, you will see the other side of things.
The other side?
Bella and her friends are going to town today. I've told her to return before nightfall, but I know she doesn't want to.
So, what do you expect me to do? You know she won't listen to me if I tell her to go home early.
Hardly. This is what you will do. Keep her far from home until after nightfall. Once it gets dark, get those pretty friends of yours to distract her. Distract her posse and give Bella a good scare.
What? Scare her? Won't that only make her hate me?
Hardly have done right. Keep those thugs of yours just around her, then come over and stick. Chase them off. Save the damsel in distress. If it does not turn her to you, then your flappy-mouthed friends of hers surely will when they hear the tale. Clear.
But what if I brought her flowers instead? Or wrote her poetry? Or tried to...
Sit, dear boy, I'll tell you something you better know. Inside every person burns a hunger for power and for control. Oh, so forget love, it's a bad story. Forget love, it's a whim of your mind. Come along with me, and in time you will see. In time I will take you to the other side. Battle pushing onward, a scar on the face of time. You'd better keep yourself on top now, or you will be left behind. Oh, so forget love, it's a bedtime story. Forget love, it's a whim of your mind. Come along with me, and in time you will see. In time I will take your talk to the other side. Life isn't about right and wrong, boy. It's about power. Power that either you have or others have over you. I hoped to teach you this when I agreed to take you in from that pitiful brother of mine. Unfortunately, you're turning out just like him. A poor farmer, friendless, forgettable. Who would send their only son to someone else, desperately hoping that they could make something out of his pathetic bloodline? Remember this, you are nothing, and you came from nothing. Not a single person in this world cares about you. Yet, I offer you the chance to be something more. Do what you have been told tonight. I trust you know what awaits you if you fail.
Really? If it keeps rising like this, that'll be up to 25 cents by next year. Per loaf, that would be
25 cents a loaf?
Why, yes. Complete robbery, if you ask me.
So, Sam, I was talking to Miss Margaret Cassidy last night.
The Miss Margaret Cassidy?
Yes, Sam, the only one in town. Can you guess what we talked about?
Did you talk about the weather? Or the price of bread? She didn't happen to mention me, did she?
Actually, now that you bring it up, I believe she did mention you, Sam.
Well, geez. What did she say?
Well, she talked about how you always seem to know about the weather.
Yes.
And the price of bread.
Yes.
And about how your favorite kind of pie is her pie.
Huh?
And about how she's coming over today to bring you some.
Almost done, Sam?
Why, there you are.
Thank you, Sam.
Hey, Sam, I think that's Miss Cassidy I hear coming now.
Yes, tell her I'm walking my broom. Yes, my broom.
Hey there, Vince. Is that old Sam Smoot around? I make his favorite kind of pie.
Oh, what kind of pie is it, Miss Cassidy?
Why, my pie. What other kind of pie would I bake?
Of course. Sam told me to tell you that he's not behind the counter, but that he's actually out walking his broom.
Do I ever like a man who knows how to walk a broom? Well, I'll just leave this pie here on the counter for when he gets back. It's a shame, though. Why, if he had been here, I would have turned that old Sam Smoot into Sam Smooch. Well, I'll be seeing you.
She left you pie and told me to tell you that if you had been here, she would...
Hey, what do you think a bunch of rich, fancy dressed folk like them are doing in a rundown part of town like this? Get lost on the way to the opera? Well, I'll be in the back of the meeting. Holler if anyone comes in.
Watch this. Hey, I think you dropped it.
Officer, this thief was picking my pockets. Yes, it's true. We saw the whole thing.
Officer, I never...
Arrest this boy.
You got away with it too?
Not for my cat-like reflexes.
Ladies, is this true?
Yes, sir. Sure did.
He tried to run, too.
Wait, no.
He tried to rob Bartholomew, Bella.
We all saw it. He's not very sneaky for a pickpocket.
I didn't have a good view. I'm not sure what happened. I'm sorry. Well, gentlemen, be on your way. Ladies, I'll take care of this. Vince, I can't imagine that you were doing any thievery. Whatever it was you were doing, I better not catch you doing it again. I don't want any trouble from you, you hear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Constable.
think there's a dance happening over there. Would you care to join us?
Yes! What a thoughtful surprise! Are you coming, Bella?
You go on ahead. We'll catch up.
Isn't the great jester going to follow his circus?
Well, I know you don't like dancing much.
Hold on. Now is an interesting time for you to start considering others before yourself. What new ploy are you devising?
Now, I can see why you feel this way. I owe you an apology for what happened earlier. I admit I can get quite pompous at times, but can you forgive me? Or perhaps I deserve another pie to the face first.
Maybe you do. Of course I forgive you. We all acted fairly deplorably. I wish we hadn't. That poor boy, we made such a fool of him.
Yes, but we make bigger fools of ourselves acting thus. Perhaps my future kingdom is better off filled with cows than people after all.
Are you still a cow king in heart then?
Well, perhaps you strip away a few years of my uncle's influence. And find me a maiden as fair as yourself. However, I do hope to make it up to you. I've noticed over the years how much you love watching the lamplighters light the lamps. I thought, rather than dancing stiff winged minuets, you might instead enjoy going down to the pier to watch the lamps be lit.
Actually, I would like that.
Splendid. I know a perfect location. I commands an excellent view of the city.
Hold on. This isn't another trick of yours, is it, Ringmaster?
My intentions are only sincere. I believe I have carelessly caused you enough distress for one night.
Look who decided to drop by.
Keep walking, Vincy. You ain't lighting this lamp tonight.
I hear them coming. Is everything all right?
Bella, when winning a lady's heart, we should do so gently and honestly. Should he not?
Yes, of course.
Bella, I wish to be honest with you. There's something I should have told you a long time ago.
What is it?
See, when we were kids, we used to run and laugh. That is, until my uncle would appear.
Yes, you always seem so scared of him.
My move to Boston was an enlightening experience. My uncle instructed me effectively. He's a very driven and expecting man, you know. Even now, I find it difficult to disappoint him.
Bartholomew, is there something you need to tell me?
My uncle, he has simply been on my case of late. I'm sure you've been teased about it as well. You know, about us. Well, let's just say his teasing has been frightfully persistent as of late. I know you're already aware of my feelings for you. I find you truly enchanting. And I've loved you since we were children.
Why are you telling me this, Bartholomew?
There are many out here who think that we should be married one day. Well, I must confess, I find my desires to be of a similar nature.
So this is why you brought me here.
I hope you do not misinterpret my intentions. I only mean to say that despite all the outside pressures pushing us together, my feelings for you are purely my own. Bella, you've meant everything to me for the last 14 years. I love you.
Bartholomew, I admit there are many who tease me about our romance. I don't deny the great friend you were to me when we were children. However, I do not return your ardent affections, nor do I believe you would find satisfaction in our romance if I tried.
I'm so glad to hear your honest answer. Really, I feel loads better knowing your true feelings rather than trying to guess. Shall we continue on to the pier then? As friends?
Sorry, Bartholomew. I really don't mean to offend you.
Oh, no offense taken. I just hope you're not upset at my forwardness.
Of course not. I'm actually relieved we had this conversation. I have felt like there's been an awkward tension between us lately.
Oh, but that's behind us now. Come, tell me music lessons. I always love to hear of your art.
My teacher gave me the most delightsome piece to work through. It was written by the Italian composer Antonio... Bartholomew? Bartholomew?
Well, well, well. Look what we have here, boys.
What's a pretty girl like you doing in a place like this? You lost, sweetheart?
Bartholomew!
Guys, let her go.
Curse it. You ruined everything.
Guys, I don't want to do this.
Well, look who came to join the party.
Come now. Be reasonable. Let her go and pick on someone your own size.
If you're talking about yourself, you better look in the mirror, Shrimpy.
Hold her, boys. I take care of this one once and for all.
Not this time. I won't let you hurt her.
I see you try and stop me.
You got nowhere to go, Vincy.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not as ugly as you. Sorry about that. Are you alright? Oh, here. You, look cold.
Thank you.
I don't have money for a carriage, or I'd offer to fetch you one. But I can walk you home. You live in the Old English Manor, top of the hill, right? It's not far from here.
Yes. Wait. What about Bartholomew? Where is he?
Oh, he's fine. I saw him run off earlier. Wouldn't be surprised if he's halfway across town by now.
Are you sure?
Yes. However, if we don't get you home soon, you will catch a cold. I hope you'll be all right. Good evening.
Wait. You forgot your coat.
Thank you.
Wait. Thank you.
My pleasure.
You're the man from the barber shop, right?
Forgive me. I should not have gotten in your way.
No. I am ashamed of what we did. I owe you a debt for standing up for me, especially after I failed to do so for you.
You owe me nothing, miss.
Oh, I'm Bella. Bella Cartwright.
I'm Vince. Vince Cully.
The ports are beautiful. They're my favorite place to go.
Yes, they are, but they can also be dangerous, as I'm sure you learned tonight.
Indeed. I am amazed you overpowered all of those men. From what I could tell, there were 4 of them. You must be very strong.
My father was a lieutenant, and while he counseled me never to pick a fight, he did teach me how to defend myself if I had to. I don't like fighting, though. It leaves me with a bad taste in my mouth.
It was very brave.
Forgive my boldness, but I must ask, how did you end up in trouble with that particular group? I saw you with Bartholomew earlier today. Aren't you two, together?
Well, I suppose we were today, though it wasn't really my choice. It's complicated.
Oh, forgive me. I should not have let my curiosity intrude on your personal affairs.
No, it's okay. You see, my friends are obsessed with him, and lots of people, including our families, expect us to marry each other one day.
You don't sound too excited about that.
Let's just say I failed to see the same virtues in him that others seem to. And I don't love him. Sorry I'm telling you all of this. I'm probably worked up from everything that just happened.
No need to apologize, but why would your family expect you to marry someone who you don't love anyways?
His family has a high title and large estate. My father's a skilled physician and has, well, this. If I were to marry Bartholomew and combine our fortunes, we could become one of the wealthiest families in the state.
I see. And what do you want?
I know wealth, class, and prestige are important to my friends and family, but I wish to marry for love, politics. I just feel torn between following my heart and listening to what my friends and family tell me to do. What do you think?
Oh, I hardly know of such things. I'm just a lamplighter.
No, please. I really want to know what you think.
Well, my mama used to tell me that home is wherever there are people you love and who love you. A true home is built on love, you see. And when one marries for power instead of love, they lose that. What worth is it to gain the whole world if we can't go home? Well, I really should be going. Have a good evening, Miss Bella. I believe this is yours. Evening. What's Bartholomew up to now? Attacking the girl he courted all afternoon? I don't think she recognized him under the mask. Should I have told her? Oh, I don't know. And what a girl. I could have talked to her all night if not for the cold. Hello, Father. Sorry I'm a bit late.
You're not too late. The soup's probably still warm.
I had a little run-in with Bartholomew and his boys again today. They were threatening a young lady.
Uppity folk thinking they can attack us working class.
That's what's strange, though. I saw the same young lady and her friends with Bartholomew not 4 hours earlier. And they were all definitely upper class.
He attacked one of his own, you say?
Sure did, though he wore a disguise, so I don't think she recognized him.
Son, please tell me you did not get involved and you fetched the constable right away?
There was no time. Came running when I heard her scream and found them dragging her down an alley. Had I not done something, I don't know what might have happened.
Oh, son, you need to be careful when it comes to the upper class folk fighting each other. When us working class people get involved, we always get burned. Was it at least a good fight?
It was so clean. They didn't even get a shot in on me.
And the girl?
She was beautiful. I mean, she's safe. She's beautifully safe.
Oh! You clearly have more to tell, so please elaborate.
Well, I walked her home afterwards. I know where she lives because I light the lamps on her street. Almost every night she sits in the garden or at her window singing softly. And she has the most beautiful voice.
Your mother used to sing. How I miss her.
I miss her too, Father. When I tried to leave, she kept calling me back. She took my hand and introduced herself, but forgot to let go.
What's her name? Clearly you remember. What is her name?
Bella. She said her name was Bella Cartwright.
Son, you know who she is. You know Dr. Cartwright and his family want nothing to do with people like us. If you tried to court her, it would just be preposterous.
I suppose I would be a fool to assume she would even possibly consider me. I bet she was just worked up from the excitement of the evening.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, son, but people see what they are taught to see, and that's what's on the outside. Despite what you've done today, in her eyes you'll always just be a lowly lamplighter. If you tried to court her, there would come a day when she would realize that. And I just don't want to see you get hurt over something so foolish.
I guess I let my heart get ahead of itself.
Don't be too down on yourself, son. You can rest easy knowing that you did the right thing today. Even though everyone may not see that, that's what truly makes a great man.
The doctor's daughter. Of all the girls, I had to set my heart on that one. Might it be possible, though? Father says it's foolish to rely on wishes, that I should wake up and see the world as it really is. But if you, Bella, fill my daydreams, I'd rather be asleep.
Bartholomew, you come with good news, I assume. Last night Bella came floating into the house, radiant as ever. The evening went as planned?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
It's not my fault, sir, honest. This lowlife came out of nowhere, ruined everything. He took Bella from us.
Am I to believe you lost the girl to someone else? Beware of lying to me, boys.
It's not a lie. He came out of nowhere, ruined everything.
If this is true, where did he take her?
I don't know, sir.
Bella arrived home shortly after dusk. From this, I would deduce, assuming you were not daft enough to attack her in broad daylight, that our attackers simply brought her home after her unlikely rescue.
Although forged in the ashes of failure, this may work to our benefit. I know you frequent the ports often. Did you happen to recognize our unlikely hero?
Yes. Yes, I did. His name is Vince Cully. He's a sorry little oaf, just about Bella's age. He lived with his widowed father. They're dirt poor. And have no other family in the area.
Yes. This is very good, nephew. Now I have another task for you. When Bella seeks out this boy again, for surely she will, I want you to be there. Listen, watch, wait. I want to know everything they do, everything they say, and everywhere they go. When the time is right, we'll use this boy to break Bella in a way she has never known. And then you will be there to mend her broken heart. Oh yes, in time you will see the other side.
You won't harm Bella, right?
If you do exactly as I say, then the girl will not be harmed. But should you fail...
Bartholomew came stumbling into the hall, claiming you had been carried off by some ruffians down by the pier.
He told us to wait there while he fetched a constable, but we came straight here. When we got here, though, Mr. Bingham said you had arrived home not 10 minutes earlier.
We would have come to you right then, but Mr. Bingham told us to return in the morning.
Pray tell what happened, Bella. Bartholomew was bleeding when he found us. It appeared he had broken his nose.
Wait, Bella.
Did you hit him?
What? No. Oh, Bartholomew just vanished. I think he ran away.
Ran away? This is a story we must hear from the beginning.
Well, Bartholomew romantic.
On our way, we walked into a rather gloomy little alley. When we entered, he was by my side, but not 20 paces, and he vanished.
What do you mean he vanished?
Just that. 1 minute he was walking next to me, and the next he was gone.
Where did he go?
I'm not sure. Oh, what a fright it was. Right after he disappeared, I came face to face with the most brutish man I have ever laid eyes on. The man was not alone. 3 others were with him. I tried to scream, but they grabbed me, hitting my arms behind my back with such strength that I knew I was at their mercy.
Did they harm you?
They may have intended to, but before they could carry me away, the young barber from earlier in the day, the one Bartholomew makes Gorda, came running up the lane. Challenging them to a duel of fists, he dispatched them one by one until the brute holding me fled with fear.
Hold on! When I was talking about getting into distress, I wasn't talking about getting into something like that. That's way too much distress, girl. You could be killed.
What happened next?
After the thugs ran off, he escorted me home, and we talked.
What did he say, Bella? Did he ask you for money?
I don't believe the thought ever crossed his mind. He was humble and polite. You should have heard the way he spoke to me. He was so sweet and sincere.
Bella, I know that face when I see it. The whole being in distress thing is so that you can get the guy, not the other way around.
I guess it is hard to remember the order of things.
But he's a ports boy, Bella. His inheritance can't be worth more than a box of rusty nails.
No, indeed. But is he cute?
And what about Bartholomew?
You know I don't love Bartholomew.
Oh, Bella. I, too, have played around with that love fantasy. Have I ever told you about Carl?
It was a Friday night, the sky was clear. He said, come on, baby girl, we can down from here. I thought, hey, why not take a chance? It's like something of a fairy tale romance. We walked, we danced, we saw stars in the heavens. And he said, hey, baby girl, won't you give me a kiss? I thought, hey, why not? My heart is his. So I closed my eyes and kissed him once. I opened my eyes and never saw him again.
That sounds just like Lulu. Let me tell you all about him.
Well, I first saw Luke when I was 17. He was sweet as a pie. You know what I mean? He said, hey, sugar, sugar, won't you give me a try? With all those looks, you can be my guy. We walked, we danced, we saw stars in the heavens. And he said, hey, sugar, sugar, won't you give me a kiss? I thought, hey, why not? My heart is his. So I closed my eyes and kissed him when I opened my eyes, never saw him again.
That sounds just like Larry.
Was he the bald boy?
No, that was Jeffrey. Larry's the one with the handlebar mustache.
Please tell me that kiss.
Well, he was cute as a doll with his hair and cheek. Strong as an ox and thick as a tree. Like Hercules swept me off my feet. And my heart got flutter when he looked at me. We walked, we danced, we saw stars in the heavens. And he said, hey, baby girl, won't you give me a kiss? I thought, hey, why not? My heart is his. So I closed my eyes and kissed him. When I opened my eyes, I never saw him again.
Love is a silly sort of something. Take you walking in its little dance away. Tell you money, girl, is the only thing that pays. Love is just a silly sort of something. Take you walking in its little dance away. Tell you money, girl, is the only thing. I'm money, girl, is the only thing. Money, girl, is the only thing that pays. I thought it was you.
Sorry, you startled me.
Sorry about that. I was curious last night when you knew where I lived. After thinking about it, I realized I'd seen you light our lamps. I often sit in the garden at sunset because I love watching the city light up each night. I hoped if I waited in the garden tonight, I might get the chance to speak to you again.
Yes, I recognized you too. I often hear you singing as I pass by.
Oh, can you hear me all the way down the street?
Only if you're listening really closely. I think you have a wonderful voice.
Thank you, Vince. I was hoping to walk down by the sea tonight. I love how it looks at dusk.
You should not go alone. Even with the moon and stars as bright as they are, it could be dangerous.
I know. I'll never go alone again.
Well, I hope you have a good time with your friends then. I guess I really should be going.
Actually, Vince, I hoped that maybe you could take me.
Me?
It would mean a lot to me. After what you said last night about love and home, I had hoped to speak to you again.
I would be honored. Where would you like me to take you?
The streets are well lit, leading down to the lighthouse. Would you take me there?
Sure. I guess just follow me then.
May I?
How dare he! I'll kill him! No, you can see. The only way to protect Bella is to do what you're told. You know what should happen if you fail.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. My father tends the lighthouse, and when he isn't able to, I do.
I would love to see the city from the top one day. I bet it's gorgeous.
Breathtaking. I'll take you up sometime. Perhaps another day, though. My father's working tonight, and we wouldn't want to distract him. We don't want him to misguide a ship.
Misguide a ship?
Well, there are a series of rocks and currents near the harbor. If a ship were to strike a rock and go down, the currents would sweep the wreckage and crew out to sea. No one could survive a sink like that.
Your father is up there then, directing the light. And what about your mother?
She passed away when I was young.
I'm sorry. I never knew my mother. She died shortly after I was born.
I know what that's like, missing one's mother. My father tells me stories, though, about how they used to dance. And I even remember them dancing a couple of times after my mother put me to sleep. Our house was only one room, you see. My father has never been a wealthy man. Your father's a doctor, right?
Yes. He travels a lot, though. I don't see him very often.
That must get lonely.
It can. His voyages are long because in each area he sets aside time to freely aid people who would otherwise find it difficult to afford quality medical attention. He can't cure everyone, but he does his best to help where he can.
Why would a doctor as successful as your father care about the lower class?
My father says it's because of something that happened years ago in the war. I was just a baby when he was drafted. Appalled at the notion of taking another's life, he served as a medic. One night his camp was attacked. His group fled, but he was captured by enemy soldiers. They would have killed him if not for a lieutenant who intervened and then secretly helped him to escape. When he asked if he could repay the lieutenant, he simply said, "What did you say?"
Remember.
How did you know that? Have you met my father?
No. You see, my father has told me the same story.
Have our fathers done business?
My father is the lieutenant who let your father go.
I can't believe it. All this time you were right below us in the city. Why did you never come to us? Surely you knew who we were.
My father did, 14 years ago, when my mother was dying. But he was turned away.
What? There must be some mistake. My father would have never turned him away. He says he owes his life to that man, to your father, who saved his life in the war. He even wrote him into our will if he was ever to be found.
Into your will? This makes no sense. My father said when he went to seek help, your father said he had neither time nor care for him. And that was also the day my mother died.
I'm so sorry. I know that nothing I can say will change the past, but I promise you something is truly amiss. My father would never do such a thing. I know. Let's write him a letter. He's not due back for another 3 weeks, so he should get it before he returns. Let's tell him everything we know, and perhaps he can help us fill in the blanks. I know he'll want to know about this right away.
Would you really?
Of course.
If what you say is true, it would mean the world to my father and to me.
Perhaps it can be my way of saying thank you. Would you care to dance?
Oh, well, I don't know how.
I'll teach you.
Okay.
It's not hard. It's just a big square. So like this. Left, right, together. Back, left, together. And again. There you go. You're getting it. Start slowly. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Feel it inside. You don't have to hide when you're with me. Don't look down. Lose yourself in the sound. Look in my eyes. Be my guide. I'm yours to lead. So take my hand now. Share with me all of your dreams. As I never imagined this way that you make me feel I'm home. My friends love dancing. I can almost see them now, adorned in their fancy gowns. I think they dance mostly for an excuse to get dressed up. But for me, dancing is more about being close to the people I care for. Does that make sense?
It's starting to. Now I see it's easy as 1, 2, 3. I feel it inside. You've kindled the light deep inside of me. Now I see what yesterday was a dream. Look in my eyes, be my guide. I'm yours to lead. So take my hand now. Share with me all of your dreams. Imagine this way that you make me feel. So come take my hand now. Help me all to believe. You're all that I need to find. Well, it's getting late. We really should get you home.
Already? Thank you for the dance. All right. Now,
you see? My Bella! Did you see? Did you see the way she looked at him? Did you see the way she smiled? Did you see the way she held his hands as he rocked her like a child? Did you see the way she danced with him? How she laughed and sang out loud?
going down 2. That means it's changed. That means it's changed. See, I told you it was going to change again. Hey, Vince. Haven't heard from Miss Cassidy lately, have you?
Actually, no, Sam. Not for a while. Hey, Sam. Why don't you ask Miss Cassidy to go on a stroll with you sometime? You could take her to the park uptown. The autumn weather has all the trees turning beautiful shades of orange and yellow this time of year.
Oh, jeez. I suppose that would be quite nice. I guess I could. No, there's far too much to do around here.
Far too much to do? For the other customer all morning. Why don't you close up early and ask her to go on a stroll with you tonight?
Well, how do I begin?
Well, begin by appearing relaxed.
Like this.
Try putting your hands behind your back like this. And when you see her, tip your hat.
So like this.
A little less formal, I think.
What do I do after that?
Well, ladies like a little small talk. Simply begin by commenting on the weather.
The weather. Yes.
Then compliment her appearance. Say something like, Miss Cassidy, I do so love how you fixed your hair this evening.
Hair. Yes, hair. Gotcha.
Then say something like, the trees down at the park are the most captivating of colors this time of year. Would you care to join me on a stroll this evening?
Colorful trees. Gotcha.
You could do this, Sam. Just be brave. Be the man.
I can do this. I can be the man. I can do this. I can do this!
Why, Sam Smoot, what a delight seeing you around. You know, you were up last time I passed by.
Well, yes, yes. Like who?
And Miss Bella, fancy seeing you here. What brings you to this part of town? Oh, it's about high. I'll have to wait a moment.
Good afternoon, Miss Cassidy. I actually stopped by to say hi to Vince. Vince, this is my music teacher, Miss Cassidy. Miss Cassidy, this is my friend, Vince.
Oh, I know Vince. He's like my own son. Why, he's good from the top of his head down to the tips of his toes. Always looking after that son of mine and taking care of his old father.
Oh, you know each other.
Sure do, honey. Why, I've known Vince since he was a little boy no taller than my mailbox. Don't you remember that, Sam?
You know, I was hoping to go down by the ocean tonight. I love how it looks at dusk.
It's not safe to go alone.
True. But you can't escort me.
Hold on there. Even a blind man can see what you two are doing. Oh, mine is having the best day of my life. Bella and Vince have been falling in love.
Miss Cassidy,
Well, ain't this just beautiful, Sam? I never met anyone with a heart as big as Bella's, nor a man as good as Vince. Why, I'm so happy I could just kiss you, Sam. Bella, I'm coming to town now. Won't come?
Sure, Miss Cassidy. Stay true as always.
I'll come pick you up. You okay there, Sam?
Uncle, Mr. Bingham, you summoned me.
Yes, sir, Master Bartholomew. What news have you?
I've followed Bella and Vince for about 3 weeks now. They seem to have taken to each other. As I reported last time, Vince often writes Bella letters. As you requested, I stole one of his letters.
These last few weeks you've proven yourself quite useful. Take a seat. The world is a dangerous place. Because it's full of people, and when people want something, they try to take it. The secret to success is to be the first to act. 16 years ago, I learned that a wealthy doctor would be moving into town with his young daughter. I knew that if I could get my hands on his fortune, I would be the richest man in the state. But the question was, how? The answer was an unexpected one, but fit so nicely I hardly believed it. You.
Me?
All we needed to do was wait until you and Bella were old enough to wed, and then we could gain the Cartwright fortune through you. However, there was one problem. After the doctor entrusted his will to Mr. Bingham here, his loyal butler, we learned that the doctor wills his estate across many hands. Mr. Bingham and I forged a new will for the doctor, but we could not exclude too many separatists, lest questions rose later. Therefore, those whom we could not admit, we have taken care of by other means. As it stands, there are only 2 people capable of receiving their share from the doctor's will. The first is Bella herself, and the second is a mystery lieutenant from the war, whom have found us to receive a handsome sum. This lieutenant would have been easy to remove from the will, but as we reported, Bella knows of his allotment, has recently discovered his identity to be none other than Vince's father, and has sent these findings to her father in a letter. So, nephew, I have a few final tasks for you to complete. Here is a letter forged in Vince's handwriting. Make sure it gets to Bella before Vince sees her again.
Yes, Uncle. Is there anything else?
Dr. Cartwright's ship is due back at midnight tonight. Make sure that ship does not make port. Go to Lighthouse, where you will find Farro Cully. Push him from the tower, then destroy the lens. The tower is so full of holes, no one will expect foul play. An unfortunate accident and shipwreck will take these final 2 men out of the picture, placing Bella's estate fully in her hands. Once you marry her, it'll be all ours.
Wait. You don't actually intend to kill anyone, do you?
Did I sound like I was joking? Boy.
But
You forget your place! You're worried about that little girl, aren't you? Well, don't make the mistake of thinking I cannot achieve my ends without you or without her. There are other ways, however. If you want to see her alive at the end of this, you will do your part.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
What are you waiting for? We've got post to deliver.
We're all here. What's the plan?
We've got a job to do tonight.
We gonna get back at Vince?
What are we gonna do to him? Bust his nose like he done to you?
You have 2 tasks. Vince is to meet Bella at 6 sharp.
You want us to jump her again? I did grabbing her this
No one touches Bella! Your job is to make sure that Vince selects the little rendezvous. No mistakes this time. After, go to the lighthouse on the cliffs. A ship is set at midnight tonight. A ship that must sink. Push the lighthouse operator into the sea, and then shatter the lenses on the observation platform. Is there a problem?
You know, we always got your back.
And we're willing to do quite a lot of your dirty work.
Beating people up is one thing, but killing them?
And sinking a ship?
Killing a whole bunch of people, that's something else.
I mean, why are you asking us to do this?
I'm not asking. He is. Just get it done.
Good evening, Miss Cassidy. Would you care to go on a stroll with me? Good evening, Miss Cassidy. Weather is nice when we're having it. Your hair looks so much like hair tonight. I don't mean that your hair does not usually look like hair, that it does not usually look nice and that tonight is an exception. I only meant... Oh, rats. Oh, no. Just the thought of Miss Cassidy makes my legs weak. Be the man. But how? If only I was different than I could be.
Evenings are good, and you have hair. The Oranges Park. Do you want to go with me?
Do you want to go on a stroll, Sam? I would love to go on a stroll. Give me a minute, I'll be right out.
Nailed it.
Oh boy, we get to go on a stroll with Mr. Sam.
You know, Sam, I do love the color of the trees this time of year. Why, when I was a kid, I tried to catch the leaves as they fell to the ground, running all around town.
Prince again. And to think, when you first met him, we were so skeptical. Though I still support the wisdom of marrying for financial advantage, I do admit, Vince has turned out to be a real charmer.
And the discovery about his father, so mysterious and intriguing.
Like a storybook. For the first time in my life, I feel I'm truly in love. It's like a dream I never wished away from. Is that a letter from Prince Charming in your hand?
You have to read it aloud. For a love letter, he is the most beautiful way of writing to you. If you are not in love with him, I feel I would be.
All right.
Well, are you going to read it or just stare at it all evening?
Sorry, I just love his handwriting. It's a little messy, but endearing. Dear Bella, I hope you are well. After much thinking, I have decided to do something which might seem foolish to others, but which I think is best. There is a confession I must make, and it involves you, for you are the very heart of the confession itself.
He's gonna propose! I know it! You have to keep reading!
Stop. For you are the very heart of the confession itself. Bella, I can't keep it a secret any longer. These last few weeks I have been living a lie, because I have not told you what is really in my mind and heart. Bella, I admit, all along my affections for you have been an act. I pretended to be in love with you, but I really had other plans. You see, I recognized in you an opportunity to escape my family's poverty. Can you blame me, though? When you were as poor as we are, you can only move up in the world through cunning and sleight. Your large inheritance tempted my ambitions, so I planned the attack from whence I saved you. Those men in the alley, they were following my orders.
Well, what does that even mean?
There's a little more.
When I learned that your father included us in his will, I realized I didn't need to keep up the act. Please know that I meant no personal insult. I only wanted to gain some of the advantages this world does not seem fit to bless me with. Knowing it amounts to pennies for people like you. If you are reading this, know I will not be coming by tonight, so do not wait for me. For whatever love you believed we had is forever abandoned. Vince. You were right. He's just a lowlife. He has nothing. No love, no heart, and no home. There's only ever about the money.
He had us all fooled, Bella. What a coward.
A gutless coward for sure. He didn't even have the decency to tell you in person.
I never want to see him again.
Don't speak too soon.
You yellow-bellied traitor! I can't believe you had the guts to come here after what you did! You no good dirt!
I stand by every insult she said.
What did I...
People like me don't belong with people like you. Go back to your dirty streets.
Father said there'd come a day when she'd realize we didn't belong together. He was right.
Oh
don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I never should have made you my co-signer.
But why the East? If you're going to invest that amount of money, look to the West. Though it won't matter where the money goes if we can't get it. This had better work, Mr. Bingham.
It will. I've been working on forging Dr. Cartwright's will ever since it was entrusted to me. What worries me is that meddlesome lowlife Vince. He bested Bartholomew and his thugs once, wants to stop him from doing it again.
We just walked from here as Bella turned him away. I did not know she had so fiery a temper. It's admirable. Almost as fiery as the hate Bartholomew and his thugs will develop for the boy after their recent defeats. They despise him. They'll tear poor heartbroken Vince apart when he goes to the lighthouse tonight. And then he and his father will share a watery grave with Dr. Cartwright. Grab her!
Bartholomew.
My, how unfortunate you stopped by. You're supposed to still be crying with your friends.
You're a snake.
It's okay, darling. I never really liked too much either. Now, boy! Stay here in case she tries anything funny. We're going to town to make sure your friends do their job correctly.
Mr. Bingham, why are you doing this? My father has always been so good to you, and Vince is just a lamplighter.
I give you all my reasons, but I haven't the time. Just know, anything you do now to resist what's coming will only make matters worse for yourself.
Bartholomew, help me. Why are you doing this? You've been behind this all along, haven't you? That night I was attacked, you were the one in the mask, weren't you? Bartholomew, how could you do this? I'm so sorry, Vince.
He was going to kill you.
What?
He was going to kill you. This was the only way for me to protect you.
What are you talking about? Bartholomew, this isn't protecting me. My father is going to die. Vince is going to die. You have to let me go.
No! If I let you go, I will kill you, me, and anyone else who stands in his way. He can't be stopped.
What happened to you? The boy I grew up with was noble and brave. But you have grown cruel and heartless. Just like your uncle.
I am not my uncle.
Look at yourself. Look at everything you've done. What you are doing. What makes you any different? Bartholomew, when we were children, you used to tell me stories.
We're not kids anymore! The darkness isn't pretend anymore. This is real life. This is real pain. The only love that I've ever known is the love that I have for you. I can't let him kill you. You're the only light I've ever had.
You're as much of a prisoner as I am, aren't you? Only you've been a prisoner for longer. I remember. There was darkness, I knew I could feel it drawing nearer. When we were children, we were young, how was I supposed to know? I could see it in your eyes every time that he would call you. We were children, we were young, how was I supposed to know?
There were poison on his words like a dagger piercing through me. But we were children, we were young, what was I supposed to do? I could feel him in my mind, I could sense his darkness in me. But we were children, we were young, what was I supposed to do?
You could fight, you could stay, you could wander far away. You can leave me here, or you can stand and face your fears. Oh, please
choice. If I fail, he will kill you.
He can't, you won't let him.
If I stay or if I go, we will die now, can't you see?
No, he won't, he can't hurt us.
I can feel him in my mind. I can see how fear he caused me. I'm like a child, I'm afraid. What am I supposed to do?
You must stand, you must fight, you must break these chains that bind you.
But if I falter, if I
You
fall,
must cast away the shackles that bind you to his grief.
but me you believe.
Feel it in your heart. You don't want the life he gives you. We were children, we were young, but now the choice is in your hands. You could fight, you could stay, you could wander far away. You can leave me here, or you can stand and face your fears. Oh, please stay with me.
I can't let you go. So I'm coming with you. So it's time for me into darkness. But tonight I will not fall to my broken heart. People like me don't belong with people like you. Like me. Perhaps it's time to wake up to reality. Father!
I guess that puts me up a 2-1 on you, Vincy.
All right, Vince. Jump off the ledge like a good prisoner.
You gonna push him or what?
Oh, I can't do this. You do it.
No, they give you the sword. You gotta do it.
But can't we just beat them up and leave? We can break their faces
No,
so
you
bad.
heard what Bartholomew said. Mr. Strout said we have to kill him.
You and your big mouth. Now they know that Mr. Strout's the big boss.
We were gonna kill him anyways.
Oh, in that case, you just tell them the whole story. Starting with the fake letter to Bella saying that Vince didn't really love her, and the plan to wreck the ship, to get rid of the doctor, and everything.
Shut up! You're making me lose my focus.
Well,
I said shut up!
Give me that sword.
Fine. You gonna push him or what?
But there you go with your big mouth. Why don't you just?
By all means, dear boys. Don't stop on our behalf. Go on, push them out the window. There's lots more work to be done tonight. Have I asked too much of you? Here, we'll give you a hand with the workload by smashing this lens. No ships will be making port tonight. The doctor is as good as dead. Now, boys, are you going to push them? Or would you rather join them in the sea? Very well, then. Enough! Huh. I suspected you gave to the girl, and look, you even brought her along. Now I have everything I need in one convenient location.
It's over. My whole life, you taught me I was unloved.
alone. But I see now that it's you who's truly alone. You have no one because you love no one. These people, however, have loved more deeply than you can ever comprehend, and I will not let you take that from them.
A darling speech. So what is it to be then?
So come then. Pull me into darkness. Strike my bleeding heart. I refuse to pass up any more of your malice.
Alas, I offered you wealth, power, and glory, but you chose this.
Why are you doing this?
My dear Bella, you never were a fat one, were you? Always thinking with your heart, never with your head, just like your father.
If this is about money, just name your price and my father will pay it.
Name my price. Your family offers me much more dead than alive. You see, we made some minor alterations to his will. Upon your father's death, his entire estate goes to you. Had you just married Bartholomew in the first place, we could have avoided most of this nonsense. I must admit, after Bartholomew repeatedly failed to win you over, I began to lose hope of gaining your estate. Until Mr. Bingham here informed me that he took hold of your estate in the unlikely event of you and your father's deaths. It would have been easy, really. We could have just killed you both and been done with it. However, my associate thought the notion was a little harsh. For you, he had a soft spot. He was narrow-minded, but that problem was taken care of when I convinced him to make me a co-signer in all his finances. As such, I no longer need him to get what I want. Our once intricate plan has evolved into something that's beautifully simple. I am going to kill you, all of you, and set this rusty old excuse of a lighthouse on fire. When the police ask, I will simply say that my poor, deranged nephew here lost his mind and burned the lighthouse down, leaving me as the only fortunate survivor. Oh, I would have stopped him if I could, but I was too slow. I'll mourn your deaths with everyone else, and then take what is rightfully mine!
I'm so sorry, Vince. I didn't mean what I said. You see, there was this letter, and I thought it was from you, but they tricked me, and I thought you didn't care about me, and I was hurt, and...
The world is literally falling to pieces. And you choose now to do that. You want some?
I don't think so.
That's what I thought. Don't worry, we'll get you out of here.
Can we replace the lens?
The ship's due in a half an hour. Even if we had new lens, the lighthouse wouldn't be ready in time.
Is there anything we can do?
No, not from up here.
Will everything be all right? Will my father ship a port?
Like I said, there's nothing we can do from up here. We must descend it quickly. You go first. We'll follow with the boy.
informed this young man needed immediate medical attention.
He took a blow to the side. He's lost a lot of blood.
It looks bad. He'll live, but he won't walk without a limb again.
Wait. Thank you.
You must be Bella. Vince has told me much about you. It's nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Will my father be all right?
The ship is due any moment now.
Father, the night is dark. With this overcast and mist, the ship isn't going to be able to see the cliffs. We need to find a way to light up the coastline, and Mr. Strout was right. The ship is going to crash.
Please, there must be something we can do. I can't lose my father. Not now. Not after everything.
Father?
I don't know. I wish I did.
We ran into the slugs in town. They recognized Tommy with us, and knowing your friends, told us about your problem. Seemed right guilty about what they'd done, and said they wanted to help.
A right fine mess you got yourself into this time, eh, Vince?
No worries. We's always happy to help good old Vince.
Guys, the lighthouse is out. We need to light up the coastline so the ship can make port.
Sounds like a plan to me. Hey, boys, let's light up this coastline.
Don't worry, little lady.
Came to say goodbye. I'm leaving first thing tomorrow morning.
You're leaving?
Yes. I was involved in many of the terrible things that my uncle did. The officers were even prepared to throw me in prison, but both your fathers put in a good word for me. They've decided to completely waive my punishment, given that I leave the county immediately.
Bartholomew,
It's all right. In his attempt to combine our fortune with your father's, my uncle willed his entire estate to me. I suppose plans changed so quickly that he never had a chance to redact it. We've already sold the house upon the hill. An elderly lady with big hair has been trying to get the place for us for years now. Bella, I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to the country.
you can have your farm with your cow, chicken, and goat.
My years here have left me scarred in more ways than one. But I can start over now. In a new place. A new life. Vince, I don't expect you to forgive me, but please know that I am sorry. I think that more than anyone, I understand what I put you through. Goodbye, Bella.
Bartholomew. Best of luck to you.
We grew up together, Bartholomew and I. As a child, even when he smiled, there was pain in his eyes. I wanted to help him, but we were so young. It's gone now. The shadow is gone from his eyes. I think he's finally free.
I hope he can find a home, a place where he can love and heal.
My father says he won't travel so much anymore, especially what happened with Mr. Bingham. He says he wants to make up for all the time he's missed with me these last few years. How's your father, Vince?
Well, your father came by and they talked for a long time. Turns out it was Mr. Bingham who turned away my father all those years ago. Your father had no idea he'd even come to seek help. He still misses my mother. I know that'll never change. But it looks like he's let go of a weight he's carried for a long time. Did you hear? Sam and Margaret kissed again.
Did Sam pass out this time?
No, actually this time he kissed her.
Why, Sam Smoot.
I bet they'll be married within a year.
I'd wager 6 months.
3 months.
Hey there, you two. How you holding in there, honey?
I'm doing all right.
Looks like they're about to light the lamps. You know, I always love watching the lamps being lit. It gives me such hope.
Why is that, Miss Cassidy?
Because before they light the lamps, the city is full of darkness. It reaches in and fills up all the cracks and spaces. Then the first lamp is lit, and it sits there like a little spark in the sea of shadows. Some people say that against all that darkness, the first little light is almost zero in comparison. And you know what? They're right. It is almost zero. But it ain't zero, and it ain't significant. And when all those little lights start shining together, well, it feels like home again. When the world tries to drag me down, and I can't see you through the dark, when I'm all alone in spinning round, all I need is just a spark. You see, life goes on just that way. Though it starts as just a spark, it can grow into a brand new day. You can feel it in your heart, a light. So spread the light, spread it all together, it's alright. Come on, it all gets better, just look up and choose who you wanna be. For tomorrow, get that new sun rising in your heart.
Sometimes we find ourselves lonely, feeling like a traveler in the night. If we look out, we'll find there's more to believe in. We can raise a light.
So spread the light, spread it all together, it's alright. Come on, it all gets better, just look up and choose who you wanna be. For tomorrow, get that new sun rising in your heart. So spread the light, spread it all together, it's alright. Come on, it all gets better, just look up and choose who you wanna be. For tomorrow,